What's up guys, how you doing? What? What is that smell? Oh, that smell. That smell comes from my bull's blood pigskin trousers. Yo, what? And why is it so smelly then? It's made from leather, and with the blood it means that there's life brought back into the trousers. And with the smell, it's the blood rotting. But why would you even buy something like that? You clearly don't understand. Get away from me, you dirty little basic boy. I paid a fortune for these. Yeah, that's the reason why I still can't afford a car. And the 20 euros you owe me for already over a year, which you said you didn't have the money for. Yeah, right. Shut up, don't confront me with my financial and spending habits. Now get away from me. Alright bro. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. What's up guys, how are you doing? Today we're gonna talk about the weirdest fashion you have ever seen. And I want to specifically go over 2 designers who I think are the edgiest at this. But first I want to give you a brief history of what we call this style of fashion. Avant-garde. Avant-garde means new and experimental ideas and methods in art, music or literature. But I want to specifically go over avant-garde in fashion. What the hell? It all began in the early 20th century when the designer Poell made a difference. He wasn't like the usual fashion designers. He was using different materials and styles never seen before. Soon other fashion designers followed, like Coco Chanel and Elsa Schiaparelli. This new change in fashion also came when the art world was having a big change at the time. Over the years it became almost the norm to be an avant-garde fashion designer, to stand out from the crowd. Because of this, there was just in a small amount of years a huge change in fashion, with some notable designers like Rick Owens, Yohei Yamamoto, Vivienne Westwood, Issey Miyake and Alexander McQueen and many more. But I want to go over who in my opinion really highlight avant-garde to the extreme. Some wouldn't even call these designers avant-garde, but would call them anti-fashion. Anti-fashion is an umbrella term for various styles of dress which are explicitly contrary to the fashion of the day. Anti-fashion styles may represent an attitude or indifference, or may arise from political or practical goals which make fashion a secondary priority. But I need to stop yapping so much and get into the first fashion designer.
Poell.
In 1966, in the city of Linz in Austria, a boy was born who was named Karl Christian Poell. Poell was born in a family of leather makers. At the age of 15 he already started making clothes and was inspired by his stepfather who already worked in a clothing factory. Poell familiarized himself with the popular techniques being used in his family and steadily developed a talent for making well-constructed garments. He will go on to study tailoring in Vienna and then go to Milan's Domus Academy where he got his master's in fashion design. This is where he established CCP SRL with a friend of him. You thought Carson was mysterious, but this guy is on a whole nother level. Poell doesn't like to be in the spotlight. There are barely any photos of him. Although we can't even confirm if these are real photos of him. Besides that, he rarely does interviews with the press. Poell doesn't like anything the fashion industry does. For example, he doesn't adhere to the spring/summer and the fall/winter collections, which most of the industry does adhere to. He just releases when he feels like his collection is done. One notable collection, however, is the collection titled Mainstream Downstream. Mainstream Downstream was a fashion show conducted by Poell on a river which ran through Milan. In this show there would be clothing floating down the river and soon were followed by actual models floating down the river. It was very unique and never done before. He used this show to create a statement against the fashion industry, who is just there to create money and keep thriving off trends. And that the industry is just far too focused on people and not on the clothes and the art of the clothes. Fashion brands will use people like celebrities to put their clothes on them, and people will then proceed to buy clothes because that celebrity wore it and not because the art of the garment. This is why he used people who look like corpses floating down the river. Because he feels like the industry is always making their models look the best on the runway shows because it sells a idolized person. And with this show, it shows the opposite. But I just wonder if the show ever ended, or did it ever end it? Man, I just love being on a cruise. Look at that view. Man overboard! Ho 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 ho, people, calm down, calm down. It's just a fashion show. What do you mean? It's a fashion show by the designer Carol Christian Poell. It's called Mainstream Downstream. It was held on the Naviglio Grande in Milan, but it must haven't ended yet. What? I know, it looks weird, but they are still alive. Don't worry, they were hired for this. Are you sure? Because they don't look alive. Yeah, I'm sure. Look, one of them... Yeah, they're dead. Poell has two other collections which were quite popular and confusing. They were made to oppose each other. Self-edge. In this collection Poell made clothes where all the seams were glued on separately. This method uses quadruple the amount of fabric you need for a clothing piece. Because of this, it makes the clothing very uncomfortable and could sometimes even inflict pain. Dead End series. These clothes in this collection were only held together by tape and light chain stitching. These make the garments look like they could easily fall apart. And they actually did easily fall apart. Poell doesn't care about who or what wears his clothes. He doesn't care if people wear his clothes. Poell purely makes clothes out of an artistic point of view. Like he's designing clothes like you were painting and painting. You don't paint a painting just for you to wear it. That would break the painting. Just like why his clothes were meant to fall apart. Because they weren't meant to be dressed. Therefore the clothing durability and comfortability are completely disregarded. Poell's focus is not on creating a brand around his brand or a theme around his brand. Most of y'all are probably curious about some piece of clothing Mr. Poell has made. So let's go over my favorites. Let's start off with the fake pregnant bag. It's a literal bag that makes you look pregnant. Definitely not recommended for men who want to look like the average British guy.
I'll break your fucking legs, you little prick!
It seems that Carol Christian Poell has a very weird obsession with human hair. Because look at this, he made a tie out of human hair. So elegant. And here he made a pullover out of hair. So cozy. And to make the hair outfit complete, a sleeveless jacket made out of hair. Perfect for Christmas dinners with your family. Small disclaimer, there's gonna be a big chance that there's gonna be hair in your food. Then we have the pig bag, which at first glance looks a little bit weird, but okay. And you're probably wondering, how did he make the bag look so real? And what materials did he use for it? Well, let me tell you that the pig is real. The pig is taxidermied. This piece is a remark to the fashion industry, because if you are okay with wearing cow leather, which is literally a dead body of a cow you are wearing, then holding and wearing this dead body of a pig shouldn't be shocking. But it gets even crazier than that, because he also did it with a horse. Bruh. This horse was not made as a piece of clothing, but for a showroom where he showed his art. But Poell is a weird guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ever considered making this a clothing piece. And in what situation would this clothing piece come in handy? Good morning. Good morning, doctor. So what can I do for you, Mr. Carol Christian Poell? I'm experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety as of late. And I wonder if you have some sort of medication against it. Yeah, you're looking for something like benzodiazepines. I was more leaning towards something like ketamine. Miss Poell, what do you think? That I can just describe you that? It's a horse tranquilizer. It's not made for humans. Now get off my office with your nonsense.
A few moments later.
Good morning! Good morning, Mr. Carol Christian Poell. Sounds familiar, but what can I do for you, sir? I've been feeling a lot of pain from all the horse races I've done lately. And I want something to relieve me from that pain. Alright then I have the perfect solution for you. Horse tranquilizer. But I do need to inject you here on the spot. because it needs to be done by professionals. No. There's no need for injection. How are you gonna use it then? Through the nose? Through your nose. You're a horse. Injection is the only way. Alright, here we go. Mr. Poell. Mr. Poell? Next, we have a piece of jewelry. And not just any piece of jewelry. It's a necklace with a pendant made of human teeth.
Huh?
Then we have something which I already teased in the intro of the video. The bull's blood dyed pigskin trousers. It's exactly what the name implies. It's our trousers made of pigskin encoded with bull's blood. It's covered in blood because in Poell's words, it brings back life to the leather. But after a while you're gonna have a problem. Because the blood is actually gonna rot. And you are gonna stink just as much as the average League of Legends player. Last but not least, we have this fencing jacket. And in my opinion the weirdest of them all. Not because of how it looks, but because of how it was made. Do you notice this veining effect on the jacket? And you're probably wondering, how did he make this? Well, he injected the animal with dye when the animal was still alive.
What the hell?
He also stated in an interview he wanted to make garments out of human skin, but couldn't get the authorization necessary to do so. So luckily that hasn't happened yet. Now that we went over the works of Carol Christian Poell, I want to introduce you to another edgy fashion designer by the name of
Sruli Recht.
Born in Israel, grew up in Australia and now is based in Iceland. First, Recht was interested in making fine art, but then one day he walked past a rave store and was very intrigued by the clothing construction and asked for a job at this store. And there he fell in love with clothing. He went on to study fashion design at MRIT in Melbourne and then went on to work for Alexander McQueen in 2005. But he felt like he wanted a brand of his own. So he moved from London, where Alexander McQueen is based, to Iceland. Here is where he set up his own showroom and design studio. Because Iceland is such a remote place, it's hard to get good materials there. But instead of buying materials somewhere else, Recht rather uses materials sourced locally. That's why he uses things like fish scale, reindeer leather, shark skin and whale skin. And what makes Recht also so special is that he doesn't draw his designs. He tries to make clothing out of the top of his head. He then uses a small mannequin to make his clothes on, which he then projects a bigger image on the wall live so he can see how it would look like in human sizing. He then uses machines like laser cutters to cut out the clothes, making the process of making clothes a lot faster. But let's stop yapping and get in some clothes by Sruli Recht. Let's start off strong with a t-shirt made out of spider silk and then ran through a goat's milk duct. For this process they strapped a spider's legs to a table and then carefully pulled out all of the spider silk from his body. And then this silk was put into a goat's milk duct. Don't ask me how. And was carefully pulled out to make, in Recht's words, the most difficult to obtain fabric in the world. The spider silk is thought to be stronger than steel and tougher than Kevlar, which would make a perfect armor if we ever happen to be lost in Birmingham. Let's move on to this coat. And you're probably wondering of what strange material this is made of. Well, it's made from stillborn lambs.
What?
But there's an argument to be made. Why are we not in shock when we buy things from animals who were once alive and now slaughtered? And are so in shock when we use materials from animals who are never alive in the first place? The next item was an item which was so extreme that the police raided his design studio. What were the police looking for? They were looking for weapons. Because Recht made the Umbuster, a umbrella and knuckle duster hybrid. This even got so extreme that Recht was taken to court, where he did ultimately get the case declassified. But this item, again, comes in handy when you find yourself in Birmingham.
Birmingham is a fucking shithole!
With the winter season coming and your hands becoming cold again, you will need something to protect you from that cold. Luckily, Sruli Recht has a solution for you. His very own shark skin gloves. These gloves are made from the skin and mouth from the basking shark. And the mouth of this shark is made of millions of very small teeth, which you can see in the glove. So when you put your hands inside one of these gloves, it will make taking them off very painful and very hard. Next up we have a belt, which could also be used for something else than for your pants. It comes with an additional hook, so you can also suffocate yourself.
Bruh.
And then we have the weirdest, most shocking of them all. Coming in at a price of $300,000. A ring made out of his own skin.
What the hell? Bruh.
He surgically removed a part of his skin and wrapped it around a 24 karat golden ring with hair included. But it does come with a DNA certification, so you know the skin is really his, so that's nice. First of all, I want to thank these creators. Wrong Trousers and This is Antoine. It was very hard to find a lot of information about these designers on the internet, so their videos helped me a lot while making and researching this video. So if you want to learn more about the designers, these guys go more in depth. So definitely go watch their videos. The fashion industry is definitely not devoid from making weird and experimental clothes. But these two fashion designers, Carol Christian Poell and Sruli Recht, take it to a whole nother level. And when doing research and reading about their works, I became inspired. Inspired to make my own clothes, just as weird as these two fellas did. So I present to you my very own collection. Enjoy the show. Welcome guys to JP's first fashion show. I am here with fellow commentator and friend of mine, Harry. How you doing, mate? I am doing wonderful. And I am very curious and excited today to see what this first collection with 6 pieces of clothing of JP could bring us. Shut up, Harry. I think they're gonna start. Wow! Ain't that beautiful? Yeah, Harry, I agree, that's exquisite. It says here that this clothing piece was harvested from multiple people, their foreskin. Okay, that's a tad bit weird, but okay. Harry, you just don't get it. What? Wow, beautiful. Ain't it, Harry? Yeah, I guess. JP says he is inspired by himself with this look. He says, this is my everyday reality, especially in the morning when I go look in the mirror. Damn, lucky guy. Wow, and there we have the next piece. A bag made from an animal that's alive. How does that work? So apparently, you put those items inside of the mouth and eventually it will shit it out. Alright. It's not funny, Harry. And what is this supposed to mean? It's a suit made out of another person. Very interesting. How would you know that's true? Harry, can you just shut the fuck up for a second and just enjoy the show? I just think it's... Harry! Alright, I'll be quiet. Wow, can you believe that? This jacket is made from T-Rex leather. Yeah, do you really believe that, bro? You know what, Harry? Can you just fuck off? Yeah, I will fuck off. Because I'm fucking done with this nonsense. Fuck off. Okay, now that he is gone, we can go on with the show. What is this supposed to mean? Oh. Is he okay? Is there someone who can help him? Okay, let me see what this is supposed to mean. Oh, I see. It's a cardigan made out of the model's intestines. Wow, never seen that before. Oh, that was the end of the show. Wow, that was a truly unique and magnificent show. And there we have Jay. Oh. Well, that concludes it for today. Thank you for watching and I'll see you another day. Bye bye.